What's up guys, it's me Jeremy, and a lot of people have been asking me about the differences of Exhaust versus Ignite or potentially other options on support, so let's get started. There will be two factors of the game that affect whether or not you want to take Exhaust: your lane matchup and the enemy's team composition. Exhaust excels versus some comps and some lanes, but it does do poorly versus others. You often have to think about the trade-off, as Exhaust is fairly powerful and almost mandatory versus high damage tanks like Udyr, Shyvana, and Jax, or melee assassins or burst champions like Riven and Zed. In general, I would say that if the opponent has two champions not in your lane on their team that Exhaust is very good against, it's worth taking for the teamfight phase alone, regardless of the laning matchup, as it's not like Exhaust will be completely useless in lane anyways. Exhaust provides a sometimes much needed extra slow, as well as the damage reduction that can significantly reduce the opponent's burst or provide increased kiting potential that can help out quite a bit, and versus champions where that is good, it's a solid pickup. Now, the key thing to understand here is that Exhaust is not very good versus quite a few types of champions. AD carries with a very high range like Caitlyn can be difficult or dangerous to get in range to Exhaust, unless playing a tanky support, since Exhaust does have a pretty small range of only 550, as well as Exhaust can be mediocre versus champions with a good escape, like Corki, as they can easily kite out the Exhaust using their movement speed abilities. However, Exhaust excels versus low range or burst damage champions, such as Graves or Vayne. You have to consider the lane and the opponent's team overall to make that trade-off. Now, if Exhaust is poor in lane, and the enemy team has only 1 or 0 champions that Exhaust is good against, it's definitely worth taking Ignite instead. But if they have 2 or more champions that Exhaust is good against, it may be worth it, as Exhaust is a pretty good spell in solo queue, as people kind of get caught out by it sometimes, and it really does make a big difference. Now, an important factor of Exhaust is the range. Exhaust has a range of 550, while Ignite has a range of 600, which is a pretty significant difference. On champions like Annie or Sona, Exhaust can be a little bit risky due to the low range on it, and you often put yourself in danger trying to exhaust someone, as well as the fact that exhausting in teamfights is much more difficult on those champions, since getting close to the champions you would want to exhaust is risky once again, since they can just easily jump on you and blow you up, since you're so squishy. Now, on the contrary, on a champion like Leona or Thresh where you jump in, Exhaust is very easy to use, since you'll be jumping into melee range anyways. But you also need to consider the situations where Ignite is really good. Ignite excels at countering heal-heavy champions such as Soraka or Mundo, and versus them, it can be a great idea to take since it shuts down a major part of their kit. And overall, Ignite is pretty solid anyways. I mean, true damage is always going to be really good, as it's a very reliable source of damage, and it does deal 410 true damage at level 18, which can be massive. But Ignite is almost useless early, unlike Exhaust, since it's easily managed with a health potion. So if you plan on all-inning between levels 1 to 3, Ignite might not be the best choice. Alternatively, you can also consider taking Heal as a possibility. Heal is a very interesting summoner spell that does have some problems, the main one being that it has a massive cooldown and is easily countered by Ignite, but Heal is great on champions that already have a method of giving health to an ally, such as Soraka with her heal or Lulu with her ultimate, as you can combo the two for a massive health spike that can bait people easily and set up some awesome plays. Or it can be good when you won't be able to easily get in range for Exhaust or Ignite, and you just want to stay in the back line. Heal is a very defensive, safe summoner spell choice, and as such, I wouldn't really recommend it, since you always want to aggressively win your lane in solo queue after all, and as such, I don't really like it that much, but it can be a viable option when you think the opponent will be taking Exhaust instead of Ignite. Anyways, at the end of the day, you have to consider the trade-offs and make your selection based on the situation, as every situation is different. Consider when Exhaust is good, when Exhaust will be hard to use, when Exhaust will be bad, and when Ignite or Heal will be good instead. If any category has at least 2 or 3 strong reasons in it in your situation, you probably should just go with it, unless there's a specific need for it in your team composition. My name is Jeremy, and that's it for my video on when to take Exhaust. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to check out some of my others on the screen right now. I'd love it if you could support me with a like, and make sure to subscribe for some more awesome content in the future if you enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.